Rusame reader, Kurosong, and today I will be reading to you from Two Rings, the Apricity Bonuses, Chapter 2, The Future. 4 years later. Alaska, come here! America laughs, chasing after his daughter. She giggles, clambering up a tree in their front yard, as nimble as a cat. America stops at the base of the tree, looking up at her. "Oh, that's a low blow, Al." He grins. She giggles, sticking her tongue out. "Come on, you know you have to take a bath today." America crosses his arms, looking up at her. She shakes her head, perched on the branch. "Alaska, come down here," America says firmly. "You need to take a bath before your father comes home." Alaska shakes her head again, crossing her arms and huffing. America sighs, moving and climbing up the tree. It takes him a bit, but he eventually makes it up to her. He sits down beside her on the branch, ignoring the thrumming nervousness in his chest at the creaking of wood. "What's wrong, Al? Come on," he asks softly. Alaska crosses her arms tighter, shaking her head again. America moves, taking her hands. "You know we aren't going to be like your last home," he says softly. "You do know that, right?" Alaska hesitates, not looking at him, but she nods quietly. "Okay, as long as you know that." America smiles. She moves, hugging him close, her small form folding into his arms. He smiles kindly, wrapping his arms around her. "Let's get down from here, yeah? Then we can just wash your face and hands for now. And you can take a bath when Russia gets home," he says gently. He knows Alaska prefers Russia, given that Russia had been the one who had picked her up from her previous foster home when they'd adopted her. Alaska had been in the foster system since she was a baby, her birth parents being nowhere to be found. Because she was mute, her foster families had often abused her. When Russia and America had begun looking to adopt, she was the first one who caught their attention, despite never having met her. They filled the paperwork out, and Russia brought her home that same day. It had been a year since that day, and while Alaska had warmed up to them, she was still hesitant. She would sneak food and hide it in her room, avoided touch most of the time, and spent most of her time hidden in her room or in the greenhouse. But America and Russia did their best to take care of her, comfort her when she was scared, help her when she asked, anything she needed. And they both loved her like she was their own blood. America gently lifts her down off the branch, smiling and leading her inside. There, he washes her face with a warm washcloth, doing the same with her hands. He brushes her hair and ties it back the way she likes. He helps her change into pajamas, and the two of them read together while they wait for Russia. Alaska jumps up as soon as she hears the tires on the driveway, running to the door. She opens it, America right behind her as she speeds to the garage, giggling when she sees Russia. The tall European smiles, catching her in his arms and lifting her off the ground in a hug. "Good evening, my little bear cub." He chuckles when she nuzzles his cheek. He smiles warmly at America, moving over and meeting him in a short kiss. "And good evening to you too, my beautiful star," he murmurs fondly, in love with America just the same as the first day they met. America giggles, blushing. "Good evening to you too," he smiles. "We waited for you. Dinner is on the table." "Why, thank you, my dear." Russia looks at Alaska, smiling as he fixes her hair. "Did you take a bath yet?" he asks kindly. She shakes her head, wrapping her arms around his neck. He kisses her forehead. That's all right. We can do that after dinner. He looks at America and smiles. Shall we? America smiles from the doorway as he watches Russia tuck Alaska into bed. The tall man kisses her forehead, making sure her stuffed animals are properly organized around her. Good night, little cub. Sleep well, he murmurs softly, turning on her nightlight of stars before getting up and moving to the door. He kisses America's forehead, taking his hand and leading him out of the room, and down to theirs. He lets out a sigh as he flops onto their bed, rubbing his forehead. America sits beside him. Long day? He asks softly. Incredibly so. I didn't even get to practice today. It was all dealing with the paperwork since my next show got cancelled due to the arena backing out. Russia sighs, rubbing his eyes. America kisses his forehead. I'm sorry, dear. Is there any way I can help? Russia moves up, kissing him softly on the lips. Just being here is enough, dear. America smiles, hugging him. Russia smiles, sitting up properly. He slips off the bed, stretching and starting to undress from his work clothes. He moves to the dresser, getting out a sweater and pants, slipping them on. He goes to the bathroom, brushing out his hair and washing his face. He brushes his teeth before going back to America, sitting down on the bed beside him. The two lay down, America curling up all small in Russia's arms. He smiles up at his husband. You're sure this is real? He asks quietly. Russia smiles, kissing America's forehead. If it isn't, I hope I never find out what is real, he says softly. America blushes, cuddling close. I love you, he mumbles. Russia kisses his forehead again. I love you too, my beautiful star. Russia smiles. You know, our 5-year anniversary is coming up in a few months. Is there anything you want specifically, or just another surprise? He nuzzles America's cheek. America smiles, giggling. Another surprise. I can never really think of anything. Then another surprise you will get. Russia coos, smiling as well. America giggles, snuggling close. I love you, he whispers. Russia smiles, pulling America close and tucking the blanket over them both. I love you too, my dear husband, he murmurs softly. America smiles, closing his eyes. In moments, in the warmth of Russia's arms, he falls asleep. This was love. This was home. And that was the end of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, I'm going to put these two into a video on their own. Yes, that will be counted as a binge comp because this is technically not 2 one-shots. This is technically a binge comp or a small story. You still get a binge comp. I need the extra upload because I'm still recovering from being sick. I hope you don't mind. I don't know if it's been obvious in my recording, but I'm still recovering from being sick. Fun. Anyway, I want to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. That being said, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow.